Quente'sential of the BLK Lunch and Learn. I am so excited to welcome you guys to the first BLK Lunch and Learn of 2022. This BLK Lunch and Learn is entitled the Curators of Creative Opportunities Virtual Panel. And I'm so excited because a lot of these, well, actually, all the people on the panel are people that I am very much familiar with, and they have some amazing stories, amazing journeys. And I felt that it was time to share it with you guys. So let's go ahead and get into the panel, and then you'll have the opportunity to hear why I handpicked, hand selected, these individuals. And just to let you guys know, I'm Ty Cole, who was supposed to be a panelist, got an opportunity out in Los Angeles recently. So unfortunately, he won't be with us on the panel today sharing his story. Angela Watts, she is, if I'm not mistaken, in New York at New York Fashion Week. So she may be joining us later, but if she's not, of course, she's out creating an amazing opportunity as well. So in the meantime, let's go ahead and get it started with one of my favorite ladies, someone who was so warm and inviting when I met her over 10 years ago, I think. There's not a lot of people in the industry that you can really consider a friend, but this is definitely one. I'd like you guys to say hello to Bo Talley-Williams. Hey, Bo.
Hello, everyone. Happy Saturday.
Yes. Happy Saturday, Bo. If you could tell the people about you and why you are one of these amazing creatives that I love so very much.
Oh, you're so sweet. Well, there's a lot to me. I don't want to get too much into it, but I like to call myself a serial entrepreneur, and so I own 3 businesses that I'm very proud of. One is my fitness company called BoFit. My baby, first and foremost, is Black Pro Entertainment. We're an entertainment company. And my 501c3 nonprofit, which is Balling for Lupus Loves Foundation. So I juggle many hats, and I enjoy it. I love it. I'm a mother of 5, now a grandparent of 2, a boy and a girl, and I love them so much. And I have an amazing husband who is a professional coach in women's basketball. And so between all of them and me makes me. I'm sure I'm leaving a whole lot out, but
you are. And not to cut you off, but I just want to point to, hold on, I don't know which way I'm pointing that box to your right.
Top. Oh, to my right.
That's another opportunity that you have created and have been a part of.
Yeah, so I am the face of a few brands. Pantene. I'm the face of in Europe, overseas. So I am one of their brand ambassadors over there. They have Pantene for Women Gray, this product, and I was a part of that huge launch in the campaign that went all over Europe and Asia. And so a lot of people know me from across the pond because my face is on billboards everywhere over there, along with some amazing women. And then I'm also the Gentle Treatment face for Gentle Treatment, their relaxer. So if you see this is in every beauty supply store, your local Sally's, wherever, your neighborhood beauty supply store. So that's me. So I am and have been this face for a very long time. But this came into fruition in the past 5 years, even though I worked with Gentle Treatment way before finally having this dream come true. But yeah. So I'm a brand ambassador for several companies, a lot of companies, and I enjoy being that person too, because that's great money, honey. So I do a lot. I am leading a lot out, but I just shared those 3 because that's what I'm most proud of. And this. That's what I'm most proud of. Those three companies, and my children, my grandchildren, and my husband. I'm so proud of them.
Yes, and we're proud of you. And welcome to the BLK Lunch and Learn.
Thank you.
Let's go ahead and introduce this young man. I had the opportunity to interview him, I think it was like 2 months ago. So social media, as we know, is a major thing. And this guy just kept popping up on my social media. And I'm like, who the hell is AJ Dewberry? So I looked I saw that he had a book that said, how I made $7,000 off vending machines. I said, I like money. I want to know how I can make $7,000 off of a vending machine. Then, after looking at him a little further, found out the man had cell phone repair shops. The man is a philanthropist. The man is a man, like the man has done it all, and he's under 30. So, I definitely had to make the connection with him and interview him for, can I see it, the Quente'sential Gentleman. So yeah, AJ, welcome to the BLK Lunch and Learn.
Hey, thank y'all, thank y'all, thank y'all.
So, I know I told a little bit. So if you can, go ahead and tell us a little bit about you.
Okay. So I'm originally from Griffin, Georgia. I've been in Georgia all my life. Things I like to do are like travel and just be a visionary. So I'm also a serial entrepreneur. Uh, so my overall brand is Level 10. Within Level 10, I have my electronic repair business where we fix iPhones, tablets, cell devices, everything of that nature. Currently, I have 3 storefront locations. One downtown Atlanta on Pryor Street, one in Jonesboro on Tower Boulevard, and one in my hometown, Griffin, Georgia. So from that, I ended up forming a nonprofit, which is called Level 10 and Friends. We host about 8 events throughout the year, some with record labels such as QC Artists and YSL. So we basically put together the back to school bashes for them, the turkey drives, and we have food drives. And when we do it, we try to like really impact the people in a way to where we do makeovers too. So we'll have the barbers out there, people doing braids, like, really trying to make them build their confidence. And overall, level 10 is really just stands for like being the best you can be, like always being the top of your game, just really just being on 10. So that's why I just wanted to take that and put it with everything I have going on. Outside of that, I just built this online university called Level 10 University, and that's where he was talking about my book. So I ended up making $70,000 in 2 months from one vending machine. So I felt I needed to document that and show other people how they can do the same thing. So from there, I started doing webinars. So I was selling out of webinars like the first 6 weeks. So I was like, I definitely need to form a book. So I started including the book in my webinars, and all of this is something new. As far as even my first webinar, that was in September of 2021. So all this happened really within about 6 months, but it's something that has been very successful for me. And from there, I just been leading into other things, just as far as teaching other entrepreneurs and business owners how to build business credit and real estate as well. Like just anything that I'm tapped into, I'm just trying to spread that knowledge to other people. And I also have one more thing under the Level 10 umbrella. I manage my cousin. He's an artist named June Sosa. So that is Level 10 Music. And that's also how I met him as well. Um, so yeah,
Wow, so
that's
you
Level
got a
10.
lot more than I already knew. So congratulations on that, and once again, welcome to the BLK Lunch and Learn. Now moving right along. Now this guy, once again, the power of social media. Was scrolling social media through the pandemic because, of course, we were sitting at the house, so we really didn't have anything going on, and everybody kept talking about this experience. I do remember seeing it in, I believe it was Houston. And of course, again, this is somebody that I felt we needed to have a conversation with in the Quintessential Gentleman. So, reached out, had the conversation, proceeded with the interview, got the chance to know Corey. Corey is, well, he'll tell you guys in a minute, but Corey is one of the most creative people that I know. And if you guys go visit this space, you'll see exactly what I mean by, him being one of the most creative people, because this space is all a vision from his mind. So let's go ahead and introduce Corey Ivory of the Culture Experience. Corey, are you there? What's going on, Corey?
Hey, how's it going, everyone? My name is Corey Ivory. I am from Port Arthur, Texas, a small town outside of Houston. Not too many people know about it, but I moved to Houston from there, and I sold cars for quite a bit of time. That's where I got a lot of my sales experience and all that good stuff, retail. Then I became a event planner, which kind of leads into the whole, creative thing. Um, yeah, after event planning, I just wanted to tap into more of my creativity, and that's when I came up with the culture experience. And I came with that idea because of our culture. I feel like sometimes we took advantage of it, especially in the 90s, when the era I grew up in, without telling too high my age or whatever. But I just want to highlight and celebrate the nostalgic moments that we took for granted. Like in the 90s, black television, black artists, music was at an all-time high, and like this is something that we need to celebrate again. So that's why we have the culture experience. From the culture experience, we've been on VH1, Bravo, Oprah Network, the OWN Network. We've been on countless of magazines. We did a lot of great things in the community as well. Like I worked with a lot of artists, like local artists, to help me with the sets and things like that. Currently, we are working on another location in Atlanta, and we also travel with this experience. So, yeah, that pretty much sums it up. And if you haven't tapped into Culture Experience, please follow us on Instagram at Culture Experience _. We also have our clothing brand for the culture, which is doing pretty well. And we are actually tapped into a lot of different celebrities, too, who are going to be, you'll hear from that soon. I can't talk too much on that, but, yeah, we're working on that as well.
Absolutely, and shout out to you for the great minds.
Yeah,
I
like
mean, I don't know where yours came from, but for me, it was a bad hair day. So
we kind of on the same length with that too.
great minds. So once again, welcome to the BLK Lunch and Learn. I am excited to have this conversation with you later on after we introduce this next guy. So I guess everybody. Look, I want everybody to know that I appreciate all of you. But as they say, saving the best for last. And the reason that I feel this way is because before there was the BLK Lunch and Learn, there was the ATL Lunch and Learn. The ATL Lunch and Learn was launched about 8 years ago, in like April of 2014, and it was an in-person panel that me and one of my industry colleagues we started together, and it was a monthly event. Then it was a bi-monthly event. Then it was every quarter. Then it just blossomed into something bigger than we thought it was, and then it became BLK Lunch and Learn. But anywho, when this guy moves here to Atlanta 7 years ago, I remember meeting him at the ATL Lunch and Learn. Every ATL Lunch and Learn that I've had, except for one, I believe, he has been at every single one, soaking up the knowledge, networking with the people. And as 2022 came about, I'm like, as I started thinking about the panel, I start thinking with intention about the people that I needed to have on the panel. Now, this guy, over the past 7 years of him being here in Atlanta, he has done so many things. He has launched a brand, which he will talk about. He has written music, recorded music, which he will talk about. And he has had the opportunity to be on some of the people's favorite reality shows, that you can also find here on YouTube or wherever. But anywho, this guy, close personal friend of mine, Mr. Array, welcome to the BLK Lunch and Learn.
Wow, what an introduction. I mean, I don't, there's nothing left for me to say.
There's a lot more. Get ready.
No, definitely. I was going to start there anyway. Like, even when you asked me to be a part of it, I'm like, okay. I think we're so used to living with ourselves and seeing ourselves as one thing. Like, to me, I'm just this singer, right? But when you say curators of creative opportunity, I'm like, wait, it kind of causes you to do like a self-examination. I have been doing stuff. So this is like those wins and those moments, those milestones that kind of let you know that the journey that you've been on and the things you've accomplished have not been in vain, and the work you've been putting in. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad to be on this side. I feel valuable now that I'm not participating as a viewer, but I'm actually on the panel. So I'm happy to be here. I think intrinsically, my story is kind of the typical story of the college dropout who went to chase his dreams, small town boy from a small country, little town, moved to the city, trying to make it to the stars. And I started off as just somebody who felt like I had to be a part of one lane. You know, I'm a singer. That's what I'm going to Atlanta to do. I know it's this mecca for young Black entertainment, so I'm going to sing. But I think through being here and just through, you know, being with my Black people, you know what I'm saying? It kind of unlocks a spirit of hustle. And through networking across and coming to events like the Lunch and Learn, I was able to meet those angels on assignment that created opportunities for me and, you know, kind of took me out of my comfort of being in one lane and created somebody in me that I didn't know was in there. And now I can put things under my belt like primetime TV game show winner, you know, a web reality show personality, voiceover actor, business owner. So I'm thrilled to be here amongst these other dynamic individuals. It's still surreal to me. So I'm excited. Thank you, Q, for this opportunity.
Thank you for accepting the opportunity and understanding that you are worthy of everything that is coming your way. And look, I want you to know that just because you are now a panelist, don't mean that when we go back into person that you can't come to the Lunch and Learn. So I want to see you at the Lunch and Learn.
Of course, you know that.
Yes, absolutely. So let's go ahead and get into the conversation. Now that you know everybody that is on this panel, let's go ahead and get into the conversation. Each and every one of you have been a part of, or you know, are currently a part of some amazing opportunities. But as we all know, nothing is easy. Those days and nights are long. There's anger, there's tears, there's frustration, but you all have continued to keep going. So first thing I want to know is, out of everything that you guys have done, out of every opportunity that you've created, what is that one thing that you feel motivates you? And I'll start with Bo on this one. No, hold on, Bo, you're muted.
Okay, I was muted. I'm sorry. Wow, you know, we're all in this industry. Hearing everyone's story is amazing. It's similar to mine, you know, coming from small towns. I came from a small town, moving to a big city and just, you know, moving everywhere. And then just what I've done to be who I am today, because I worked corporate America my entire life. And I still ran a business while working in corporate America. That's how Black Pearl Entertainment came to fruition. And to hear Ray say he is a musician, so was I. My background is singing. I had a distribution deal with a major label. I was signed to an independent who had a major distribution deal. So that's how I started. For those who don't know, my background is music. A lot of people don't know that. So I started off singing from a little girl, but what motivates me is just all that I said, believing in me, knowing my worth, and knowing what I can contribute to this world, not to everybody, but just to those that surround me. Because sometimes we want to be Captain Save a Hole to everybody, and we just can't. Everybody don't want to be saved. That's true. You get me? That's a true song. They don't want to be saved. They don't. And so you cannot sit up here and try to save everyone. But I try to be the best I can to the people that are around me. And then wherever they take that, they take it. But my self-love for myself is my motivation, because I remember being the young little girl, seeing these faces on the box. And now here I am, that little girl I always wanted to be as an adult on a box now. So just believing in me, that self-love that I have for myself, is what technically motivates me, because I was always told what I wasn't going to be. I didn't grow up around a lot of positive influences. Mm-hmm. And so when I figured out what self-love really was, that was my motivation. That was me making sure I'm always taking care of me, because if I don't take care of me, no one else around me is going to be good, because I'm going to be that angry little girl stuck in what somebody told me I wasn't going to be versus what I knew I could be. So I would say my major motivation is the self-love that I have for myself, knowing that if I just continue to work hard, and it's not easy, if I continue to work hard, then I'll be able to enjoy all these things in life that I'm working hard for. And I love the craziness of the industry. So I'm not mad at none of the ups and downs of it, because it only made me who I am today. And we complain about it all, but we still in it. Look at all of us sitting here. We're all in a similar industry, if not the same industry. We have to have some love for it. So for me, my self-love for myself, knowing what I wasn't told I would be, and knowing that I am everything that I was told I wasn't going to be, so much bigger, then that's my motivation. Just understanding me motivates me.
Yes, yes. Now let's head over to the other part of Texas. Corey, what do you feel has been your biggest motivation throughout your journey?
My biggest motivation is our culture. Everyone on this panel, you guys are phenomenal. We're dynamic. The brown skin, the melanin, that's my motivation. Every weekend, because we open on weekends, I get to see our culture at its full potential. Like, I see kids, I see adults, I just see all walks of life in our generation. It just motivates me to keep on going, because as we all know, it's hard out there, especially when you want to be an entrepreneur. And as a creative, we can do so many different things. Like, everyone on this panel is so talented in so many different areas. And as an entrepreneur, you want to do everything. You want to do it all, But with that, you also feel like it's overwhelming at sometimes, and you just want to quit or give up. But what motivates me is the people coming into my space and just seeing them kind of letting go of what's happening right now in the world, and just kind of being free and just, enjoying what we had to offer, from the music to our style, to the nostalgic sets and things that we have. So that's my motivation. And of course, my mother, she motivates me as well, because as a kid, with the quote that I always go by is, the creative child is the creative man is the young child that survives. And that's me. I survived as a kid, because I could have been doing so many other different things during that time, but I didn't. I chose to just go a different route and just use my creativity to help me where I'm at today. So the people, the culture, and my mother.
Yes, yes. Shout out to those strong.
Well, yeah. Strong Black women.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, shout out to the strong Black mother. Shout out to the strong Black father. Shout out to everybody. Oh yeah, happy Black History Month.
Absolutely.
Now, all right, I want to ask you the same thing. What motivates you? Being relatively new to accepting and appreciating a lot of this greatness that you have in you. What motivates you to keep going?
Man, you know what it is? Being relatively new, I had to absorb, observe, and learn. So you know what I'm saying? It's really meeting Miss Talley in 2015 at Ballin' for Lupus. You know what I'm saying? And hearing her today, how she's become such a serial entrepreneur and now on billboards, is learning about AJ and 7,000 in a couple months. Is hearing how Corey owns this Black experience, giving us a piece of our culture. Is you having a conversation with you in 2015 about how we share a love for old school music, and watching your interview with the Temptations a couple of weeks ago. You know what I'm saying? So all of that is just from networking, meeting real people that look like me, knowing that I could do it. You know what I'm saying? And that allowed me to kind of develop a trajectory for myself. Is me moving here in the first year I was here. I had been watching Wheel of Fortune all my life, but something about Atlanta unlocked the spirit of hustle, and like, wait, maybe I should try to audition and be on the show. So now I'm on the show, then I win the show. And then the next year, now I got a sock business. Now, you know what I'm saying? The next year. So it's all about the trajectory for me. So it was me kind of just realizing that I had moved here on a whim, but kind of trusting that the steps of a good man will be ordered by God, and just seeing, like I said, the angels on assignment here to kind of position me for that purpose. So it's a mixture of all that.
Absolutely. Now, AJ, what about you? Now, you come from a family of entrepreneurs, but you're an entrepreneur that has done it on his own. You've mastered it, you've excelled, and you've added different things to your resume. So what motivates you to continue going?
What motivates me is being a Virgo, I'm a server. So I always feel like I needed to always help people. Even back in high school, like I was the kid going around with my friends. You signed up for SAT prep? Like I'm being sure everybody go to school. And even to now, like even when we do repair somebody's phone, just seeing the look on their face. Because when they go in, like they feel like their life is destroyed because everybody need their phone for something. But like, just seeing the look on their face and hearing their reactions, just the satisfaction of it. And that's what really motivates me. Even in with the nonprofit, like it's giving back, seeing the smiles on their faces, like all of that just helps motivate me. And really it helps kind of build self-confidence because not only with myself but with others, just letting them know that they can do something that's positive. Like that just something that motivates me because I've always been a very positive, a very optimistic person in general. And I feel like that helps with being successful.
Okay. Now, something that I want to touch on. Bo mentioned earlier that she wasn't necessarily brought up in the most positive and inspiring environment. And, not to say that a lot of us were brought up like that, but, we all have these things that we deal with coming up, feeling like we may not be good enough, feeling like we don't know what we're good at and what it is in life we want to be. So, what I want to know is how did you guys arrive at the place where you knew exactly what it was you wanted to do? And how was that journey? Because I know it did not happen overnight. Me, I'm about to be 35 in less than 4 weeks. And I'm just really getting to the place of understanding what I'm good at, what I'm comfortable with, and things like that. So I want to know, how did you guys arrive at the place where you wanted to create the culture experience, or you wanted to open up multiple locations of a cell phone repair shop, or you wanted to sing for the world and get on Jeopardy and win all, I mean, Wheel of Fortune, sorry, and win all this money? How did we do that? And let's go ahead and start with AJ on that question.
Uh, so what really got me to really just going forward and doing it is just not necessarily wanting more, but I always saw my life being a certain spot at a certain age. So it's like the things that I have chosen to do, it's like I'm kind of there, but it might not be what I initially thought I would be doing like when I was a kid. Um, and that will leads up to just now and with everything I got going on.
Okay, Corey, how about you?
To be honest, I'm still learning. Like for me, I like challenges. So once this is not challenging enough, I wanted to tap into something else and start something new. So for me, it's just always going. It's the adrenaline for me. I guess it's the Capricorn spirit I have. But I'm always tapping into new things and just trying to master it and get into something else. So
Okay,
I'm
now
always learning.
okay. Now all right, how about you?
Same. I feel like Corey. It's an ongoing thing. Sometimes, especially when you're in the music industry, and you have like an oversaturated industry now. So it's do I belong here? How can I stick out when so many people do the same thing as me? But I think when I figured out that success is not a destination and it's more about the journey and the lessons you learn on the way, you kind of transition it from looking at it as a competition or trying to get somewhere. And you transition that into, okay, well, what can somebody learn from me? Can somebody relate? You know what I'm saying? Am I using my platform to reach somebody? Am I being influential and impactful? So I think it's just kind of removing the pressures of competition and comparison and just kind of living more in your purpose. But that's an everyday battle.
Absolutely. Bo, how about you?
I agree with everyone. It's still like an ongoing search. You still trying to figure certain things out, not everything. But from a child, I always knew I was kind of different, from my peers. So I knew I was going to do a lot of things. Now, how I would position those things is a whole nother story. I didn't know. Honestly, I was putting all my eggs in one basket because I thought that's what I was supposed to do. And when I was trying to find myself, I have all these ideas and I'm a creative and I want to do this, I want to do that. So I was like, let me just stuff all this in here and just make it all pop off. At least that's what I thought I could do. But when all them suckers started hatching at the same time, I was all over the place. I was like, oh no, I got to get some order going on to make everything fall like it needs to fall, how it's falling for me now. And so I decided to let one hatch at a time. I was like, let me nurture this one. Let me let this one hatch and let me succeed in this one before I allow the other one to hatch, or hopefully it won't hatch. But what was crazy is all the eggs that I put in this one basket, it all worked together. They all had similarities. So when one hatched, let's just say my entertainment company, my music, when this music popped off, yet I knew I'm great at event planning too. And then when this egg hatched, oh, this makes sense because now I'm doing events for musicians. Oh, wait a minute. Now I can utilize my models for these events. So it all just started to make sense. But I had to make sure that I nurtured this one egg that it hatched before I moved on to the next. So I would not be all over the place, which has me in a space to where I am now. Now I know how to make certain things flourish for me. Now I know how to handle certain things. Now I know how to make one make sense with the other when it does hatch. And so for me, it was just being patient and not rushing everything to get to where I am today. I had to literally learn how to make one become something before I allowed the next one to become something, because I was all over the place. And people are still all over the place because we all so hungry and thirsty for what we want. We want it so bad. So we allow all these eggs to hatch at one time and we everywhere. But now I've learned how to nurture one thing, get that right, and all this other stuff that makes sense with it. When it hatched, I know how to make it make sense to what I have going on. So it's easy for me to have Black Pearl Entertainment. It's easy for me to have Ballin' for Lupus. It's easy for me to have my fitness because all of them make sense together. It's easy for me to be a brand ambassador now because it goes with my fitness. I have to look good. I have to look fit. I got to look the part to be these people's brand ambassadors. When I'm doing my Ballin' for Lupus, it's basketball. Everything has to, the endurance got to be there to run up and down the court. So it all makes sense for me now, but it was some nurturing that I had to do with each egg before I allowed the next one to hatch or understand when that next one did hatch what to do. So, and that's why I am where I am now.
Absolutely. Now, before every one of us on this panel created individual brands, the first brand that we all had was the brand of self. And now that you have put yourself out here for the public, whether it's music, whether it's an experience where people can come from miles out to come visit, whether it's planning events, whether it's opening up locations that people are going to come visit all the time, the common thing is we are people who have these brands. So what I want to know is, we get to certain places where we're overwhelmed a lot. Being creatives, being business owners, being entrepreneurs, we get very overwhelmed because we're always trying to top ourselves. We're always trying to be better than we were yesterday, and we're all just trying to succeed. So in those times of confusion, in those times of anger, in those times of sadness, we have to protect our mental health. And over the past couple years, it's become a thing that was more comfortable to talk about. Back in the day, no, you don't have those conversations about mental health. You need to go to sleep, drink some ginger ale, and things like that, and you'll be good tomorrow. But the truth is, mental health is a real thing. So with you guys doing so much in the industry, with you guys doing so much building your brand, your personal brands, and your self brand, what do you guys do to keep your mental health strong? And with that one, we'll start with Array.
Man, I'm gonna just be honest. Like, I take breaks. By nature, I'm a procrastinator, which isn't a good trait. I'm lazy, but it comes in handy when you've kind of overworked yourself. So at one point, I was at such a pace where the only thing on my mind was, I got to get a record deal. I need to meet with a record executive. I need to do this for that. But I think as I get older and still, I'm still doing my thing. I think my priority now is to be happy. And it's to be at peace, to be comfortable doing it, because I don't want to work myself to death. So I take breaks, man. You know, I haven't recorded. I take breaks. So it's more about me as a person, like flourishing and protecting my private center. So you know, I'm no stranger to taking breaks.
Yeah, true. And we'll talk about that in a little bit. But Bo, how do you protect your mental health and keep that skin looking good?
I mind my business. I do. I mind my business. I tell people, if you consume other people's issues, you're gonna look like their issues. So I mind my business all the way. You know what I mean? Family, everybody, because I'm already busy enough. So once I'm done doing me, I can't be consumed with what you got going on too, because then I'm all the way mentally jacked up, you know? And so point blank, simple. I mind my business and I go upstairs, and if I need, I go work out too, because working out definitely clears my mind from everything for a while, not just that for that moment. I'm so focused on how I'm feeling, and you know, you hyping yourself up. Oh, like you did like one push-up and you feeling swole after one push-up. So you stand in the mirror, you should be looking at yourself, hyping yourself up for a while, like, okay. However, I literally mind my business. And I will preach that every day to everybody. I don't take home nobody's issues. When I lay my head down at night, not my children's, not my mama, not my sister, not my brother, not my husband's. I pray and give it to God, and I lay down, go to sleep, and wake up with a clear mind. I don't have time for that. So my mental break is just literally minding me, because I know of so many people, and so many people come to me with questions on a daily basis, all day long, because I am into so many things, and I know I am that connector to so many people, and I know my purposes on earth, and people know it too. And so they gravitate to it. And for me to break away from the chaoticness of this industry and my life, I literally just ignore it all. Everybody, when they come to me with stuff like, yo, I mind my business. I'm gonna let y'all figure this stuff out on your own, because she, her, me, we need us. I mind my business.
All right. Now, Corey, for you, how do you protect your mental health?
Honestly, that's something I'm still working on. Like with culture experience, it's my baby. It kind of just started walking and running all at one time. And so many amazing opportunities flourished from that. So I never really got a chance to take a break, you know. And then with it being a social media platform, I can't just take a break. I got to post every day. You know, they got TikTok now. There's Reels, and I'm like going and going and going. I manage the page, you know. So what I'm realizing now, because my sister is a psychologist, I have to relinquish that responsibility and delegate that to my team. I have a team, and let them handle that. You know what I'm saying? That's just a part of us being entrepreneurs, that we just want to be involved in everything. And this is my baby. You know, I want to watch it grow and, you know, flourish. But I also have a team who's dedicated to do that. So let's trust them to do that process. And then that will take the weight off of me, and I can get that rest, and I can mind my business. You know, so that's something I'm working on right now. So I'll let you know how that comes. About.
I love that honesty.
Yes. But I agree, you know, minding your business and, you know, taking those breaks is definitely important. Those mental breaks is what you need, because like, man, we all get the questions, and we got, you know, it's a lot for us sometimes. And that should be more of a conversation that entrepreneurs should be having, is mental health and how to protect that, you know, and that energy. So thank you for bringing that. That's a great question to ask.
Absolutely. And before I get to you, AJ, I'm just going to jump in. One of the things that I found to be a very effective tool is therapy. And it's not going to therapy only when things are going wrong.
Right.
It's going to therapy when things are good. You know, it'll bring things out of you. If your therapist is good, Let's put that out there. If your therapist is here, they'll allow you to rethink the way that you think about things. They'll allow you to ask yourself questions. They'll most of all allow you to hold yourself accountable for the things that you've experienced. So, guys, therapy for everybody out there listening, therapy is a good tool too. So,
And friends are not your therapist.
You said what?
Friends are not your therapist.
Ooh,
No,
preach that.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm not.
They got more drama and issues than you do, and they trying to tell
Listen.
you what to do. No, it don't work like that, sir. Nor ma'am.
There you go. Now, AJ, how about you? How do you protect your mental health and keep yourself sane to get up and work another day?
When I first got started, it was very hard because I would try and do every single thing on my own. Then it did get a little easier as I started probably shifting different jobs to different people. And like Bo said, my dad told me it was about 5 years ago. He was like, you just gotta don't worry about other people's problems. What they got going on is what they got going on. And they helped me out a lot too. Over the past year, I just got on the fitness journey. So I've been eating meal prep the past year, working out 3 to 4 days a week. They help me release. And another main thing I like to do is travel. Like even if I go somewhere by myself, like that helps me release a lot of stress because when I'm in a zone by myself, no one's around to really affect me. So I'm able to really relax and be at peace.
Okay.
So I try to do all those things, throughout the year, throughout the month, but I try to figure out something to do. Or when I get to that point where I do need a break, I'll probably be like, oh shoot, let me see where I can go next weekend or something because I'm just feeling overwhelmed. I did a lot this week. And because we all set deadlines. And when we try to meet deadlines, or when I meet my deadlines, I always try to take a break after.
That's needed.
That's a good way to do it. I might need to take me a little break after this lunch and learn is over.
For sure.
But you know what? So many of us, you had the conversation, AJ, as far as the people that you have around or not around. So what I want to know is having the right people in your life. Sometimes we feel that because I've known you the longest, you're entitled to, this journey that I'm going on. Because you did this for me in the past, I'm supposed to take you everywhere I go. But keep you told, everybody that has been in your life is not meant to experience everything with you because your blessing may not be their blessing. So what I want to, how do you guys deal with that? Because you guys have come from small towns and moved to the big city and accomplished some amazing things. And I know you probably had friends back home that used to feel some kind of way and possibly made you feel bad for the decisions that you made in life and not bringing them along. But how did you overcome and deal with that type of adversity when it relates to the people that are in your life, were in your life, and may come into your life? Corey?
Wow. I'm loyalty to begin with. You know what I'm saying? So if we friends, we rocking. You know what I'm saying? And I'm trusting you, and I'm sharing my ideas. But as my business started to grow and develop, I realized that sometimes friendship and business be separate because oftentimes your friends want to be part of business without being a part of your business. And when things start to jump off, they feel as though they're entitled to whatever success that you have. And that's where it gets tricky because, like, my friend, you know what I'm saying? Like, if we want to do business, let's do business, but don't fake support me. You know what I'm saying? I encountered that a few times where friends were fake supporting me and they wanted something on the back end, or they felt like they was entitled to something, or so I just keep it now. I keep it separate, and I'm also finding out that it be people who don't know you who are your biggest supporters. They're going to be the ones buying tickets. Going to be the one buying the merch. It's not your friends. It's not even your family. It's people who see the vision and believe in you, and that's who become your team. And like my team now, like I said, I relinquish that responsibility to them. They take care of everything. And my friends, after I leave work, let's be friends, let's kick it, let's have drinks, let's, hang out. You have nothing to do with my business now. You know what I'm saying? So I had to learn the hard way with that, but I definitely separate the two. Absolutely.
Okay. All right. How about you?
Well, I've had some friends that have kind of fallen off as I've kind of made my journey here and progressing in life. But I think you just you have to hold people to what they show you. If somebody shows you who you are, you believe them. So I've met people that have spoken into my life, that have spoken things into my life, like new friends, and I've never gotten that from old friends that have just been around 5 to 10 years. So I try to surround myself with people who speak the same language as me, who speak greatness into my life, who dream like I dream, and who believe, that you can do all things that you put your mind into. So it's always about the energy and vibration, and never so much about the longevity.
Okay. Now, AJ, how about you?
I agree. Growing up, you will lose people, you outgrow people, and it's all about what is at your best interest at that time. Because you learn stuff as you go, you grow, and people are going to tell you things to make you think more positive about something, or something that can make you think negative about something. But of course, you just want to stay with the like-minded people. The people who are always going to keep you going the right direction. Because coming from a small town, when you are doing big stuff, people, they don't think the same as you, and they can either deter your path, or they can keep you at peace and go in the direction you need to go.
Okay. Now, Bo, how about you?
I agree with AJ 100%. You have to be around like-minded people. But me, I never grew up with a whole bunch of friends. I was an introvert as a child, actually. So to be who I am today is totally shocking to me.
But it's shocking to me to hear that you were an introvert.
Oh, well, I didn't have a lot of friends growing up. I did have friends, but they were my mother's friends' children. And if they're watching, you guys know I love you today. However, that was just the truth. I was that girl who would rather be by herself in the house. My mama would tell you this. So as an adult, my life never continued with the people I grew up with as my friend. So these were people I met in that city. I've moved my entire life. So my friends were people I met in that city I lived in for those 5 years. And I know you for those 5 years. I know of you for those 5 years, and then it's off to the next. If we keep in contact, we do. If not, we don't. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I haven't grown up around friends like that. People have long-lasting friendships. I have one that's been 20-something years, but we didn't live around each other. We kept in contact over the years. However, again, he's my age and he could care less. He's supportive. And it's never been, if you go, Bo, I better go. So I can't really answer this question because I don't, the people that I know of, it's not that where I need to feel like, or they need to feel like any type of way. We just support one another, and it is what it is. But I definitely agree with what you all said. Like AJ said, you has to be like-minded people in order for them to understand what it is you're doing, how you're moving. And if they don't, it just will not work. Then you'll have this anger and this animosity and all this stuff from people. It could be people you met 5 years ago. I've been in your life 5 years, and now you just that. Everybody got some problems. Everybody's mentality ain't the same. So somebody ain't gonna be happy with something. And so again, it is important that you have friends that understand what it is in order for you and support you and let you glow, let you grow. So then you can glow, because you got to grow before you glow. And so you got to have those like-minded people that's going to allow that to be in your life and understand it. But I ain't never had friends like that. I know of a lot of people. Okay. And I do have friends. Q, you are my friend. However, you're not going to have a problem with me doing what I do. You ain't never had it from the day I met you. And you're not going to be like, Bo, you done made it to this. Why you forget me? You're never going to do that. That's just not who you are. And so I don't have friends that would ever, I don't know of people who would ever do that to me, but definitely being like-minded is important. Okay. Because I wouldn't be with my husband if we went on the same mental path when it comes to, he's in this industry, I'm in this industry. I wouldn't be with him. Couldn't do it. If he didn't understand who I was because I was with somebody in a relationship, they didn't get it. And we were together 9 years, engaged, and we split off because he just did not get it. But my like-minded people, woo, it's important.
Very.
Important.
Yes. Now let's speak about the importance of carving out your niche. And the reason that I want to have this conversation is because you, Ivory, made the comment about being in the music industry and about the music industry being oversaturated. There are 50 million people who feel that they can sing. There are 49 million people who are out here trying to actively pursue music. But each and every one of you here on this panel right now today have achieved a certain level of success in an industry that is oversaturated. So, what I want to know is how did you guys carve out that niche? And what do you feel sets you apart from other people? And all right, go for it.
Wow, that's such a hard question, man. That's loaded. How did you carve out your niche? You know, for me, um, making the transition from cover singer to recording artist was terrifying to me, you know, because I did it in 2018 at a time where, okay, there's no longer an R&B genre for males, really, you know, not that we appreciate. So how do I, as somebody who has this old soul and sing with a lot of soul and gospel influence, but with like an R&B urgency, how do I bring that to the forefront and have it be quote unquote successful, or what we deem commercially as successful? But, you know, like I said, when you're aligned spiritually with your purpose and you're self-aware, anything you do, like I read The Alchemist, and they talked about the principle of favorability, which is pretty much, in layman's terms, beginner's luck. That means like 59 million people could be qualified for the thing that's prepared for you. But because it's prepared for you, if you put your mind to it and do it, you're going to get it. You know what I'm saying? So aligning myself spiritually and just coming out with it, I was able to achieve a level of success that I did not see my peers, you know, accomplish. And that's not shade, but the results that I were able to accomplish, it kind of spoke to just me kind of going through with why I moved here in the first place. You know, so I think it's more spiritually for me than kind of coming up with a personal formula. So I just kind of did what I kind of endeavored to do, and it's been a good ride ever since.
Okay. Now, I don't want to give the people too much information, but if you guys haven't heard this man's music, I definitely think you need to go listen to it because I feel that the majority of us, it'll connect to a certain place and time in your life. And I don't know if I should say this or if I could say this, but I'll try to clean it up a little bit. That I enjoy when you're in a situation and you're not in that situation anymore because these situations turn into great ass songs.
What
Like
he trying? What he?
Elijah and Adele when they experience their situations. This guy right here, yeah, buddy.
What he's trying to say is he hopes that people can hurt my feelings so I could produce a great song. I get it. It's love. Even my little sister posted one day. She said, "Can somebody hurry up and break my brother's heart again so he can come out with some new stuff?" But I get it. That's a compliment.
I mean, I don't want you to hurt.
Yeah.
But it does seem like, you know, there are things that people have to go through in order to bring the best out of them in another way. And, you know, you heal through your hurt while writing your music. And we enjoy it. So thank you. And you're welcome for the mini streams on the song.
Thank you.
Now, AJ, how about you? How did you carve out a niche? Now, we know there's, you know, quite a few cell phone repair places. We know that there's a lot of people that are out here with vending machine companies. We know there are a lot of philanthropists out here. How did you carve out that niche in the industries that you're in, and what do you feel sets you apart?
I think being creative and my work ethic. Because I always told, you know, you don't want to be outworked, so you guys got to work and work. And just being creative, you know, because being creative, that will also help separate you from other people. whether just being, something different. People always look for something different or something new because people, we get used to something, but eventually we want a cherry on top. We want something just different. So just like all of us, like we all got something creative also that we add to what we got going on. And I feel like, it just helps with the niche, like really just forming your niche, separating you from other people.
Absolutely. Now, Bo, how about you? How did you carve out your own?
Well, first off, is the word oversaturated real? Like, I'm really trying to understand that part because you said the key word millions. So if there's millions, how is it necessarily oversaturated? So I always like to tell people that I mentor that are always asking me, how do I not do this when she's doing it or he's doing it? Well, you create your own lane. Okay, you find the creativity is going to set you apart. What people don't understand, the nail has been reinvented over and over and over and over and over again. But the nail is in my computer, the nail is in your cell phone, the nail is in this ring light, the nail is in your car. This one little thing that's been reinvented is holding up everything. You figure out your creative little thing that holds up everything, despite if someone else is doing it. Hey, this person in your town may need what you need versus the person way over in Timbuktu. So
that's good.
Conform to the people that's around you, and necessarily it's not always your friends. So what? We don't even. I don't think about my friends supporting me, and what they do, they do. If they don't, I ain't mad at none of it. That way, I'm not ever mad at them. However, there are people around you that need what they saw somewhere else, but you have something similar, but yours is just a little different. So they're willing to come to you versus waiting 16 business days to get their product. So never ever think that this world is oversaturated because there's millions and billions of people here. And you can't get to all of them, but you can get to some of them and still make that dollar bill holler. You hear me? So I don't use that word oversaturated at all because I don't feel that way. And I feel like that's how I just really made my niche, just being honestly and genuinely me and providing what people around me needed or in my area needed. With my Balling for Lupus, there's so many lupus events that goes on. It wasn't one in Atlanta, like mine, that was going down. And now people show up and show out. And the people who have lupus in that area, they appreciate it. They care for it because they can't afford to go to New York or wherever, Dallas, to go to those events that sponsor them. So for them to know, oh, there's somebody in Atlanta who really cares about lupus. This is great. I'm going to come support it. So yeah, I don't like that word oversaturated. You just figure out something different to do with what it is you're doing. Even if you're making another nail, hell, make another nail. Hell. Certain nails don't work for everything. You get me? The straight nail does not work to hold up certain pictures in this wall. I got to use a different type of screw and all this. So I'm just saying, just be creative with it. And I feel like that's how I made my niche, just making sure I focused on, are y'all still there?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all? Okay, it went away. My phone is ringing. It's attached to my computer. It's weird. So I just made sure that I focused on what was around me, and that's how I became who I am. Just serving those. I'm a server. I'm a server of God and everybody. So that's just what it was for me. But I don't use that word oversaturated. I just feel like what is for you is for you, and it's gonna happen. Period.
Absolutely. Corey, how about you? How did you carve out your own niche in a place where, there's so many different exhibits and things of that? Now, before you answer that question, I feel like you started something, like you started some sort of trend. Because after I saw what you did, I've seen many things pop up across the country, not just Atlanta, but across the country. And how do you, manage to still carve out your own niche in this work?
Well, you're right. There's so many museums or experiences. Oh,
Go on me.
yeah, you're right. There's so many museums and experiences out right now. And what separates me from the rest is number one, originality, my creativity, and like everyone said, like what's for you is for you. You know, no one has my concepts, my thought process, my creativity, my work ethic. You know, these are things that came to me. These are my God-given talents. You know what I'm saying? So I can create an experience, my customer service. Let's start there. You know what I'm saying? So I was just able to just find that niche based on the quality that I have, and I just basically made my purpose, my passion, my purpose. Bam, there you go.
Okay. Now, as we draw to a close, there are two more questions that I have. And the first one, it may require some of you to dig a little deep. Um, if you could speak to the 10-year-old version of yourself about where you are today versus where you were then, where you thought you couldn't go, what would you say to that 10-year-old version of yourself? Um, we might as well do it alphabetically. Let's start with Array.
I think AJ will come before Array, but okay.
Well, you thought.
Yeah.
You're like, wait, hold
I'll go
Am I
for it.
tripping? 10-year-old Isaac. I would tell 10-year-old Isaac not to be afraid to be different, right? Because the opposite of different is the same. So that's how you stick out. That's how you make plays. That's how you become a tastemaker, by being different, by thinking outside of the box, by challenging the status quo, by making it a prerequisite to do a common thing in an uncommon way. I think coming up in a small town with very limited resources, the TV seems like a place. Like, you know, there are people inside of the TV. So our dreams are kind of, we have boundaries. You don't dream to go to Hollywood. You don't dream to be this big singer or this business owner, because that's for the people inside of the TV. But I wish that I could give my 10-year-old self a glimpse of some of the things that I've accomplished and say, no, despite how you grew up, despite the limited resources and how cliquish it was in Baton Rouge, like, be different. What's the word I'm trying to say? Embrace the gifts that you know you have inside of you, and don't be afraid to bring them out. That's what I think.
Okay. Moving down the line, AJ, what about you? What would you say to the 10-year-old version of AJ?
I would say it's not that serious, bro. Because like when I got to the point where I just started just overthinking sometimes, you know, I'll started getting in trouble and things like that. But a lot of stuff just wasn't that serious. Because like as far as where I am today, when I was 10 years old, I did picture, you know, me making an impact like I am. You know, not of course I didn't know my niche, but I did know that I will be making the type of impact I am on people in the community, my family, my friends, whoever. But like I said, just not taking stuff so serious. I used to take stuff very, very serious. But as far as just taking a glimpse into my life from the age of 10, like I said, I kind of pictured that it would be going in this type of way, in a positive way like this.
Okay. Now, Bo, how about you?
You know what? At the age of 10, it was a lot going on in my life. So I would say, I would tell my 10-year-old self up to now, I guess, I don't know how long, but keep God first for sure. Because there were times in my life where I was mad at God, okay? And so I know keeping that faith for sure, and knowing that God says what is for you is for you is for sure. That's a real thing. So definitely keep God first in my life and not be afraid. Not just do it. And sometimes even when you're not sure, like sometimes it's okay to walk out on faith. I did that. I left corporate America, you know, and have not been back since. And that's been 11 years. And I have not worked for anyone in 11 years. And God has kept a roof over my head, clothes on my back, shoes on my feet, food on my table. And so I would just tell that 10-year-old, keep God at your side, honey. Stay prayed up, stay faithful, believe in yourself, and just go for it. You're gonna hit some bumps, and you're gonna have to try to get over some walls that people said you couldn't. But just because you didn't make it over that one does not mean that you will not make it over the next. Because everything ain't for you, and everybody ain't for you. But does it mean that you're not going to be successful at something? And I know sometimes in life we always want this one particular thing because we feel like that's what it is we're supposed to do. But I realized in my life that everything that I said I wanted for myself, it was not for me. And so, yeah, I would just tell myself, girl, you got this. You're going to be this amazing, inspiring person. And God is going to be by your side to help you through it all. So.
And Corey, it's on you.
I would tell my 10-year-old self, thank you for being courageous, being outgoing, creative, thinking outside the box. Because basically, from 10 years old, that's who helped develop who I am right now. You know, so I wouldn't change anything. You know, so yeah.
Okay. Now you know what? I'm gonna answer that question myself.
I was gonna ask you to.
Yeah. You know, as you grow older, you know, the older you get, the more your innocence kind of fades away. You start looking at other things, you start comparing yourself to other people, you start saying the things you can't do compared to what you see other people doing. And it creates all these feelings up inside you. So, what I would say, and this is my panel, so I can say it, and and to any kids out there that are watching, close your ears. Fuck them people.
Yeah.
Pretty much. You know, everybody always has something to say about the things you do, about the way you act, the way you dress. And a lot of times they come at you in a certain way because maybe they're insecure. Maybe they see something within you that they don't have in themselves. So they try to project that on you and make you feel less than great because you are. So if we all get to a place where we kind of say fuck them people in our heads, then we can focus on who we are for ourselves and not for other people. So to the 10-year-old LaQuinte out there, fuck them people. Simple as that. And in closing,
drop mic.
Yeah. Now, what I want to know, as we get ready to wrap it up, like I said, you guys have all done some amazing things. And to everybody out there that is watching, I would love it if you guys could follow these people, support these people, learn from these people, and interact with these people because they're doing some amazing things. But for the people out there that may not have the confidence, may not have the answers, and have all these questions to, you know, how can I get to a place where I'm on a reality show or people are listening to my music? How can I get to a place where I've opened this space and from my creative mind, I want people to see it how I see it and come support it. You know, I am good at fixing cell phones and doing this and doing that, and I want people to come do business with me. I plan events. I have this nonprofit and things like that, and I want people to believe in and support what I'm doing. What advice would you give to those people out there that are listening to motivate them to continue going, to start? Because that's a lot of people's issues. You just have to start. And once you start, sometimes, you know, you'll find everything that you need to find. what is that motivation and those words that you would give to those people, Bo?
First off, keep God first through it all, honey, because you definitely gonna need God through all this, child. You just gotta do it. You know what I mean? Don't be afraid. No one person has ever been successful on a first go, and so understand that you're gonna fall. You just gotta know how to pick yourself back up. You have to learn from those lessons, okay? When you fall, you gotta learn where that bruise stayed the most. So therefore, you know how to nurture that bruise and make it go away quicker. So it's really just understanding that this is what it is. No one's perfect in this industry. No one's perfect in this game. If you have met someone who said that they've had it smooth sailing their entire life, child, introduce them to me because they must be God. Because I don't know one person that I've ever come across in my life that's had this thing be easy for them. And I know billionaires. I've sat at dinner tables with billionaires. I know millionaires. I know thousandaires. I know hundredaires, and so they all have the same story. Basically, it's just who worked the hardest and who's damn consistent. And so as long as you know who you are and what it is you're wanting to do with your business and with yourself, you will succeed. Just stay on that path and don't be worrying about what everybody else got going on, because they ain't gonna be worried about what you got going on until they see you in your high glory state. Then everybody gonna know you. Everybody gonna want to be around you. And that's okay too. Now, how you handle it, that's a whole nother conversation. But just know what it is you want to do and do it. And don't worry about the failure. It comes, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Just learn from it, pick yourself up, and move on. Make it happen. Just make it happen. Just do not give up on yourself. Just do not, because once you give up on yourself, that's it. That's it. Then it'll never come, and you'll be complacent, and then you'll get lazy, and you'll procrastinate. So just stay consistent. Know what it is. Go for it.
Corey, how about you? What inspiring and motivating words would you give the people?
I would say again, make your passion your purpose. Because if you bought into it, then you execute it to your full potential and capacity. Like Bo said, do not give up. Gotta keep going. It's gonna be tough. Also, entrepreneurship is not everybody, because we need managers to run these corporate offices too. You know what I'm saying? So if you can be a manager at your job, be a manager. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? Because we need you guys to run offices.
Repeat that part again. Can you repeat that part?
Everybody is not built to be an entrepreneur.
No.
We need managers. We need people to run these offices, CEO companies. We need all that. And I think we all can attest to that, because it's hard. You will fail. You need money to make money. I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything. You need to take risks. A lot of things a lot of us don't like to do. But just if you're passionate about it, that's why I say make your passion your purpose. Because if you're passionate about it, you will do whatever it takes to get it done. Mm-hmm. Like the singing, or the fitness, or customer service. You will do whatever it takes to get it done. So if you're selling hair or whatever it is, I'm sure you're gonna know about that hair.
That part.
I know you're gonna know how to do a run, how to harmonize. So whatever your craft is, perfect it. Stay in your lane, the original, and do not give up.
Yes, AJ, how about you?
Yeah, I agree. Definitely have originality with what you do, and don't think on the New Year's resolution type of start date. Like when you want to do something, you gotta start. Like you don't want. No, seriously though, you don't want to be like, oh, I'm gonna start in 2 weeks. I'm gonna start after this, after I pay this bill. Like, so the late fee might be, you make more profit by paying that late fee and doing what you had planned to do at first.
Come on now.
You better talk. You go through a lot of sleepless nights. You're gonna have some late payments. You might need a little help along the way, but you just gotta start your way. And when you start your way, you just gotta keep going. Keep going. It's not a finish line, honestly. It's never a finish line. You just stay constant and consistent. That's it.
Yes. Now, Ray, how about you? What words would you give to the people?
You know, one thing I always say is to polish, polish, polish. You know, whenever you figure out what your gift is and you're getting into it, you want to be good at it. So polish, polish, polish. But as I'm continuing to grow older, professionally and personally, you realize how profound of a statement Nike's slogan is to just do it. Like you can't get it done unless you actually do it. And one thing Berry Gordy said, who was the founder of Motown, he started off on an assembly line in the manufacturing business in Detroit. He said one thing that he drew a parallel to founding Motown was a simple formula. He said, make something good, make it again, and make it fast. But the context of the make it fast was just being consistent in it. So that goes back to Nike. Just do it. Nothing can be accomplished unless you do it. So that's all I got.
Yes, yes. Well, I appreciate each and every one of you. I know you could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us. Not just me, but us. And thank you to everybody that's out there tuned in. And if everybody could go ahead and give your social media, your website, how you prefer people to connect with you so that the people can connect with you again and again and again and again. AJ?
You can follow me online at AJ_Dewberry. That's on Instagram and TikTok. I got a lot of good TikTok videos about vending machines too. If you want to learn about vending machines, things that are profitable in vending machines, you can follow me on Instagram at Level 10 Repairs. That's my business page for the electronic business. You can buy phones, accessories, get your stuff repaired, and we also ship accessories too. Tap in at Level 10 and Friends on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. That way you can keep up with the updates of the nonprofit stuff we do, and you can just see what we had done across the past. And Level 10 and Friends, that's at Level 10 and Friends. So basically, you really can just Google or type in Level 10 and you'll see me or one of my businesses pop up if it's make it easier to navigate.
All right. Bo Talley-Williams.
All right.
Oh wow, I'm a little bit of everywhere. So I have my personal Instagram page, which is I am Miss Bo Talley. You can follow me there if you want to connect with me personally. I do run that page, which is IAMMSBOTALLEY. I don't necessarily like DMs because I have so many. So if you really want to talk business with me, definitely send me an email, and that email link is attached to that Instagram page in my bio, I think somewhere up in there. So just click contact and it'll send you straight to my email. And then for Balling for Lupus, we also have a page, an Instagram page for that. And that page is Balling, BALLING, FOR, Lupus, LUPUS, loves, LUVS. So if you just click on me on both, I am Miss Bo Talley. And in my bio, it has the links to all my business pages, Black Pearl Entertainment, my Shelly's Closet, where we give my clothes away to people and stuff like that. So if you want to find me, you can hit me up there. But business, please email me because my DMs, I hardly ever check them unless I know you. But yeah.
All right, Corey.
All right, you can follow me at Culture Experience _. We are on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, this created TikTok, and Twitter. Culture Experience _ You will find our apparel, you find tickets, also find information on during events. We have a couple of things coming up for the rest of this month and next month. And also we have a few networking events working as well. If you guys will get in touch with us like artists to be a part of the exhibits, you can email us at cultureexperienceatl@gmail.com.
Yes, yes. All right. How about you, my guy?
Yes, so you can follow me everywhere at Voice of Array on all social media platforms. If you go to my Instagram, my link tree is in the bio. On streaming services, I am Array, ARRAY. The song to stream is Wish You Were Here. Wish You Were Here by Array. That is the one to stream. New music is dropping next month. My sock brand is www.carve, The Sockbox, which is DA Sockbox with 2 X's.com. And I have to say this season 5 of Chasing Atlanta will be premiering next month in March. So you can follow Chasing Reality on YouTube as well.
And what's the name of this new song?
Ooh, exclusive. The name of the new song is Hope He Can Fight. It's a rage song. Yeah, it's gonna be good.
My sister literally just sent me your song as we were talking.
Your sister?
My sister's watching, so she sent me your. She's sending me your music. She's like, sis, he good.
Thank you, sister. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, look, I appreciate all of you guys for being a part of today's conversation. I appreciate you guys for being what Black history is made of: legacy, greatness, and beautiful melanin skin. So I appreciate all of you guys. I wish you continued success. As you all know, you are more than welcome on any platform that I am a part of. Most of you have been on the multiple platforms that I have been a part of. Bo, you are a cover artist with B Magazine.
I didn't forget that I am.
So anything that you guys ever need from me, I appreciate it. And I appreciate you guys once again for being a part of today's conversation. I hope that everybody that was out there listening got something from this conversation. If you guys feel that somebody in your life needed this conversation and they weren't able to watch, once this link is available, please send it to them, because we appreciate the views. And stay tuned for the next BLK Lunch and Learn. The date will be announced soon. And I'm also excited to finally announce officially that BLK Talks is coming. So it's going to be a one-on-one platform with myself as the host, interviewing people one-on-one, more in depth, because I feel like the conversations that I have on these panels, they're good. However, there are things that we can go deeper into. And I feel on a one-on-one platform, we can do that. So BLK Talks will be coming March 2022 after my 35th birthday. So that's like my birthday for me. So more conversations. Yes, Q's going to be somewhere else talking again. So in the meantime, you guys can follow me at Quente'sential 1, and that is on Instagram, TikTok, because I just created a TikTok, Twitter, Snapchat, everywhere. It's Quente'sential 1. If you guys are watching on Facebook, you guys can go ahead and actually subscribe to the YouTube. The link is available everywhere. You guys can also follow the Quente'sential Gentleman, follow Live with T. Marie and Q. Of course, BLK Lunch and Learn, Quint Hunger Strikes, Quente'sential Branding, and everything else. So once again, I appreciate you guys for watching. I appreciate you guys for sharing your Saturday with us in this conversation, and I'll be seeing you guys soon. Bo, I'm coming to Dallas.
Kisses to all you guys.
God bless everybody.
Thank you guys. It was nice meeting you all and seeing some of you again.
Nice to meet you.
All right, y'all take care.
Great people.
Thank you. Thank you.
Have a good day.